Hello, humans of the world. This is Marina with Startup Human Channel. And today I'm back to tell you about the results of my self-reprogramming that I mentioned in the last episode. So first of all, for those who are not familiar with programming, I have to tell you, I basically removed fear, guilt, and anger from my subconscious mind. And today I want to show you some results. And before that, I just want to explain how severe some of these programs were in my life and how I had to design the test. Because we want to make sure that the changes that happened in my life were due to this reprogramming, not just some other factors. So first of all, I was not happy with some parts of my life. And one of them was my job. I had the same job and the same position for 7 years. And I really wanted to do something different, more well paid, more interesting, maybe completely in a different field. And I've been applying to all those jobs, but didn't get anything. The other part was I tried to get pregnant, and unfortunately, I failed fertility attempt one after another, and I was very medicated and having migraines and actually had pain in my whole body. So that was another one I was really frustrated about. And that's when I started feeling that internal pressure and with the words, leave me alone, right? And it got so bad at some point that I even asked myself, where in my body will this pressure manifest in as a disease? It would manifest in some way. And guess what? The question I asked was back in August 23. 2 months later, in October 23, I was diagnosed with a very rare tumor. I was operated on later, months later. It was all building up, that whole pressure. But the last straw was my stand-up comedy experience. You'll be laughing, right? It's like, can't believe it. Like she almost got cancer, fertility issues for many years. And then all I care about comedy. But you see, this is the important part. That's how we design the test. If everything else I could write off as my character flaws or bad luck or it's not my destiny, you see, comedy was not it. Comedy was something you get on stage for 5 minutes, you recite your pre-written speech, and you're done. And you see, I could not do that. So I knew that that was the subconscious mind holding me back. Again, with my job, with fertility, with other things, I I wasn't sure. Maybe I just wasn't a good interviewee, or I was applying to jobs out of my field, or I didn't have enough experience, or again, I was too old to get pregnant. I could explain that consciously, but that was the biggest test, right? The comedy thing. For my final showcase, after 6 classes in a small group, I had to present in front of audience, and I couldn't do it. Not only that, I couldn't do it in front of my 4 classmates and one instructor in an empty room. So what I really felt was this kind of trembling inside and sweaty palms. As soon as I got on stage, I would freeze. And I could not feel anything. There was some kind of internal fear and mumbling something incoherent that was not funny. And I just felt that it was as scary for everyone else to watch me as for me to do the routine. So I did not perform. The message that was loud and clear, I need to do this exercise, this reprogramming on myself, on my subconscious mind. And I did. So what were the changes after my reprogramming, right? So first, what I noticed is that my internal reactions to my former triggers changed. I didn't pay attention to them as much, or I would avoid situations where I would feel hurt in the past. Now, I just kind of brushed it off in some way. So I also noticed that I became more hurt proof. Not that I was completely insensitive. I would notice something, but it would not bother me that much. And again, I would protect myself by not even getting into those situations. Okay, so now some of you may say, oh, this is very subjective. This is something that happens in your mind. This is true. But guess what? Now I'm going to tell you more objective stuff. I applied to a job, and after going through 5 very demanding interviews, including like a panel interview and a writing sample and a presentation, I got the new job. And not only that, it's a very interesting job that I craved at UC Berkeley as a manager. The fascinating part is that I had to complete some of the challenging projects that were left over. I was not familiar with either processes, the framework, or any of the people at Berkeley. So in the past, it would overwhelm me. It would scare me and bring me to this emotional turmoil. But at this point, yes, it's not like I knew everything and I was completely confident. But every time, like some kind of doubt would come into my mind, like, can I really do it? My answer was one step at a time, slow and steady. You can do it. And basically, I would complete the whole assessment in 3 months. And this is something new because, again, in the past, when anything unknown or scary would come into my life, my first reaction was just to avoid it because I was not feeling competent. So again, that fear disappeared. So now, for those of you who are waiting for this last test, last objective stuff, I have to report that just like we explain all the negatives in our lives, right? Oh, this person is just too shy. Why we don't take initiative? Why we don't risk sometimes in life? But also we tend to negate the positives. See, because for me, I was thinking, okay, what if my new job was just luck, pure luck? I knew if we talk about comedy, it will be nothing about luck. It definitely the programming that would work. So my final test to tell me if my reprogramming worked was to actually perform comedy, stand-up comedy, and karaoke in public. Because I knew that if I do that, if I can do that, then I pass. And I definitely can say that my reprogramming worked. And I did it. I had a friend who was able to come and record my performances. And I am happy to tell you that you'll be able to watch all, even though in the past I was just paralyzed with fear. Karaoke that you'll see on the video, I did first time in maybe more than 20 years because I was just fearful of doing it. And why I'm telling you all this? Because I did reprogram myself. Other people can do it too. And I'm not saying that I remove all of my negative reactions of my beliefs. I would say that more than 90% are gone. What's left is not the reaction in my body. Remember, like spasms or some panic attacks. All I have left is just the thoughts. Thoughts that still kind of come in some instances, in some scenarios. And there's just kind of this old software that we didn't delete completely, and the remaining pieces of it keep coming up. It's in our power to control them, to brush them off or replace them with new ones. But the majority of all the bad stuff that I worked on did disappear. And the most important thing, I don't have this internal pressure feeling and the little voice saying to me in the back of my mind, like, leave me alone. Like I have the pressure to perform and do something that I don't want to. That is gone. I did get my inner peace, and I'm really happy with a lot of projects I'm working on right now. Most importantly, I'm not afraid of making videos anymore. So again, thank you so much for watching it, and enjoy my little comedy performance and my singing.
На войну ты уплываешь, да, встречи с ними ты уже не жди. И хотя нам нет много жаль, лучшее, конечно, впереди. Но чем же этот день кончается, пусть бы он тянулся целый год. Скатертью, скатертью дальний путь стелется и упирается прямо в небосклон. Каждому лучшее верится, катится, катится голубой вагон.
So speaking of bridges, did you hear a story about a crocodile in the Costa Rican zoo? She was alone by herself for 16 years and no man around, just too good to be true. Then one day she laid eggs, and male scientists were at awe, like virgin birth. No, like other women, she had a difficult task. Go find a male crocodile and mate with him. Her body just cloned herself. True story. So I thought about cloning, but who wants to spend more time raising a boisterous mini bee and find her a man? So I'll end with this. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Give it up for Marina, everyone. Correct me if I'm wrong, Marina, but like I overheard at the beginning of the show that is this the first time you've performed in front of an audience like this at an open mic? Yes, because
Yeah.
you took like a class for like 6 months and you never got to perform to graduate because you weren't here. Six classes. Okay, yeah. So you took 6 classes and you missed the graduation because you had a trip you had to take it. So this is your graduation. Everyone, come on! I'm so happy that we have a person graduating. This is the first, a graduate on our show that graduated tonight. So we have one more comedian on the open mic. And just so you know, afterwards, this show will end, but there'll be another show afterwards, and that will be the Showcase Green Mic Comedy, where with a different set of comedians who will be doing tried and tested material. So